All right, what's up, Bean Apple fans? Welcome back. Week 8 is now officially in the books. Huge games this week. I did jump on after the Jets game, but we'll talk about that a little bit more now that things have settled in. John, big win for you. I feel
Woo!
like Pedro should be asking Justin Herbert a very serious question. Who's your
Who's your
daddy?
daddy? Man, so
Man,
this is crazy, Joe, because we didn't talk about this, and I was going to use that.
really?
Yes, I was, but no,
Great,
even better, you pulled it out. I mean,
great minds
so
think alike.
so not just Justin Herbert, man. The Chargers organization as a whole, they cannot
It's
beat Bill
true.
Belichick. They can't. It doesn't matter who the coach is. I mean, Rivers was there forever, so
Yeah.
Bill owned Rivers, and I'll tell you what, man. I mean, in the game was close. The score was close. I'm not saying that it wasn't, but no time in that game, and I'm not even joking. Um, so did I in one of mine second. Um, but no time was I ever concerned about the Patriots losing that game, and I don't know why. At no
Hmm.
time, um, at no time was I ever worried.
Yeah.
But I was happy. I mean, it brings the Pats to 4-4, and they have a couple very winnable games. The next three, Panthers, Browns, and Falcons. I'm not getting too far ahead of myself because anything can happen.
Yep.
And then we go to and then we play Tennessee, Buffalo, and Indy, and then Buffalo. So four tough game stretch there. We could lose 8 in a row. Who knows? I mean, no one knows, but especially where this season's going. But
Right.
I'm feeling pretty good. I'm feeling pretty good.
Yeah. I mean,
Um,
what a week it's been. I mean, we'll get into it all. We'll kind of break down a
yeah,
lot of the shocking games, injuries. This Henry Ruggs tragic news that just came out. There wasn't really any real impactful trades that went down. I was
no,
kind of hoping something big would happen. The biggest thing would be Von Miller, but that happened yesterday, so kind of old news. But nothing big happened at the deadline today. So, yeah, but we'll get through. There's some very shocking games, very shocking outcomes to this one that I don't think a lot of people saw coming. The last 2 weeks have just been insane. They really
all
have.
right.
So, let's take a couple questions real quick
So
before
you
we.
get D Hop, Gaskin, and Myers. You give up DJ Moore, Javante, and Schultz. You got Pitts. So Pitts is about to be the number one receiver on that team.
Oh yeah.
Um,
Oh yeah.
I know it didn't show this week, but it seems like that was kind of a last minute thing by Calvin Ridley, and hopefully he's okay. Um, but Pitts is the number one receiver now. So you're
Yeah.
getting Hopkins. Yeah, I'm assuming Jacoby Myers.
Yeah.
Um, I mean, Jacoby Myers can be a ball hog at times, so that's kind of good. I would just for D Hop,
Right.
especially that you're saying you got Aaron Jones. Also,
Yeah.
pass fan Mike White. Mike White's a great play. I picked him up, and I'll tell you what, he got me 24 points last week. So I
You
think it was
played.
24.
You played Mike White.
No, no, no. I'm sorry. I'm thinking of running back. Carter. I'm
Oh,
sorry.
Michael
I'm sorry,
Carter. I
Carter.
was like, you had the
I
balls to
was a
pick up Mike
genius.
White. Wow.
Actually, I
Good for
should have
you.
played him instead of Mahomes. I
Yeah.
may pick him up and place him in front of Mahomes because that
That's insane.
offense cannot beat double
Yeah.
coverage on. And we can talk about that too, since we talk about the
Yeah.
Giants.
We'll
I
definitely
would,
get to that one as well. But
I,
I
I
I'd
would, I
take
would
that
do
trade.
that trade. I would.
Yeah. And exactly for the same thing you said, just for DeAndre Hopkins.
Yeah,
That's it. I mean,
absolutely.
DJ Moore, okay, that offense looks like it's absolutely lost in Carolina. Javante
Yeah,
Williams is going to continue to split, so it's not like you're giving up a
yeah,
number one. And Dalton Schultz, who cares? I mean, you got
yeah,
Pitts, so you don't need
yeah.
him. He's
You're not
probably
going to
going to
play
be
Schultz over Pitts, anyways.
no, so you might as well grab DeAndre Hopkins over upgrade over Moore
Yeah.
and Gaskin, whatever you could cut him to. It really doesn't matter, but
And I don't know who I'd start for Carolina right now, minus Hubbard until McCaffrey gets back.
yeah,
When McCaffrey gets
nobody.
back, you can start playing DJ Moore and those guys again. But until that, I mean, they're
It's
just
a
not the
one,
same team without McCaffrey, and it
yeah,
doesn't matter who the quarterback is.
one
Teddy couldn't do
dimensional.
anything last year either. So,
Hmm.
do I put AJ Dillon as my number one? So I would. The fact that you got Aaron Jones get his handcuff Because if something goes wrong with him, man, then you get a number one, and A.J. Dillon will run
Well,
his ass off.
the thing is, there's nothing wrong with Aaron Jones, right?
No, no, no.
So
But I mean,
why would
look
you
at
waste a waiver claim for a
well,
backup?
I mean that or a defense. I'm not doing the defense.
I mean,
But
he should go unclaimed. So why would you waste your
you
number
never
one?
know. You never. I mean, me personally, after what happened to Derrick Henry, God forbid, it sounds like you got a stacked team here.
Yeah, I don't think it really matters for him, but
Yeah,
his team is loaded.
I don't think it matters. I don't ever claim a defense. I try to stay away from waiver claims for defense. But if you got A.J. Dillon there, and God forbid something happens to Jones like happened to King Henry, then you're not searching for a running back because you're not getting any more running backs on the waiver wire right now. That's worth shit.
Not unless it's injury related, or you're grabbing Adrian Peterson because for some reason people are thinking that's going to be some kind of a genius play.
He's 36 years old.
Right.
If he plays this week, I'd be shocked.
Yeah, he's 36 years old. He's at 3,300 career carries.
I mean,
he's good for him. He's about to go over 15,000 yards rushing as long as he stays healthy. He's only 180 yards away from 15,000. So I'm rooting for him to hit that 15,000. That's a huge accomplishment. But yeah,
I think you'll see Jeremy McNichols. I mean, he's the only running back they have.
I think so too.
I don't know how good he'll be, but that's who I would start if I'm going to start anybody from Tennessee.
Well, I was talking about him last week, too, if you remember, because the Jets. Remember, I was saying the Jets could not stop him.
Right.
So now they're going to have to go to a pass-first offense, and he might be a Michael Carter. Very easily could. So, I mean, we'll see. I don't know. I mean, Michael Carter, man, what a game. Can't wait to get to that one. But, all right, let's start running through a couple of these. Panthers, Falcons. I mean, John, I got to say, we missed on a lot this week.
Panthers, Falcons.
We missed on a lot. I thought the Falcons would handle this one easy. They've been looking good. Losing Calvin Ridley, but even Pitts didn't do anything. Matt Ryan got his hand stepped on and almost amputated a couple fingers. I don't know if you saw that.
I did.
Disgusting. But it wasn't his throwing hand. But it took him most of the game just to get over 100 yards.
I know.
In that one, which was really, I couldn't understand. I know the defense is okay, but he ended with 146 yards, 2 interceptions, 1 touchdown. Just not good. I mean, the running game only had 82 yards. Patterson couldn't even get going in this one. And he's been all over the place. I couldn't understand the outcome of that game. Sam Darnold again looked completely pedestrian. Yeah. I mean, he didn't do anything to blow you away. 13 for 24 for 129 yards. Boy, Jets fans, it's a good thing we didn't keep him, huh? Whew. Where did all those people go? The Sam Darnold's so good now that he's out of the system thing. Like, they're all gone.
But he did get a win though. I mean,
he got a win.
He got a win.
Good God, man. 13 for 24 for 129. He didn't get the win, the team did.
So I'm reading that McCaffrey should be back within 2 weeks. So that's going to be a much different team. Much different team.
Oh yeah.
If he stays healthy after that,
Yeah, and he has a hard time doing that. But at least Chuba Hubbard got a little bit of love there. 24 carries, 82 and a touchdown. That's pretty good overall. That was good to see. But I definitely was rooting for a Falcons win there. The other shocking thing, I don't know if Mark's probably laying in the weeds like he usually does. That Bills-Dolphins game. How did they win? What was it, 35-0 the first time? And it was 11-3 in the fourth quarter.
I know.
In Buffalo. Like how did that happen? It ended up the score is different than 26-11 was the final score, but that game was very, very close.
So I was listening to it on Sirius, and supposedly the wind gusts were up to 35 miles an hour. So that probably had a lot to do with it, I'm guessing.
Okay, yeah, because the Bills don't have a running game outside of Josh Allen.
No, I mean they should hopefully next week with Zach Moss. I hope so. Because I'm starting them in one of my leagues. I know.
It's crazy. But
8 for 19. I mean, they had 23 carries for 102 yards, but half of that was from Allen. I mean, Allen still threw for 249, but I mean, I don't know. That's all I heard on the.
It took them a long time to put this one away.
Sure
which was
did.
kinda, it
I
was
mean, the fourth
shocking,
quarter.
but
Like you said,
yeah,
late in the fourth.
late in the fourth. So, but they did defeat the 1-7 last place Miami Dolphins. Boom.
Yeah.
So that's good to see. 49ers Bears. This game, kind of just exactly the way we thought. I mean, poor Justin Fields still running for his life out there, but he did break 100 yards rushing. Decided to just stop getting hit and just take off.
Run.
Instead of just sitting back there and getting blasted over and over again. Get out of there. Josh Allen.
Run, Fields, run.
Right. So, but yeah, they handled that one pretty easy. So we did get that one right. Steelers Browns 15-10. I mean, where did that one come from? I mean, besides the fact we got it completely wrong, 15-10.
I know.
I don't even know where to start.
So, obviously two really good defenses against an aging Roethlisberger who didn't put up bad numbers. I mean, Najee Harris played well, but Baker Mayfield is not a quarterback that's going to lead you. I mean, he's just not. And I'm not even saying it because he's a Big 12 guy. But what does he have? 5 touchdowns this year. I'm trying to get on a bet that he doesn't pass Matt Stafford with his 22 right now. I'll take Stafford at 22, and I'll bet that Mayfield doesn't catch him this year because I just don't see it happening.
6 touchdowns, 3 interceptions.
It's pathetic.
Absolutely
pathetic.
A 42 QBR, 27th in the league. With that team, too, of all things. That's kind of strange.
Why'd Cleveland only run 23 times? They cannot win by passing the ball 31 times, obviously, because that's what Mayfield threw it for.
Yeah.
So you're averaging 4.2 a carry. Why don't you run it 40 times? This is like when they played KC last year. Again, so I heard something today on Sirius, and I'll give Sirius the credit for this, but this year, when Cleveland runs for under 100 yards, they lose. The games they've won, they've averaged like 170 or 180 yards rushing.
Yeah.
So that team is obviously built to run. I think everybody knows that, but the head coach at times. So
yeah, right. And even that, Deontay Johnson last week, without Chubb or Hunt, had a great game, and they
went
gave him
nuts.
four carries for 22 yards.
Yeah, it's insane.
I mean, you could have opened it up with the two of them, and because that's what Baker needs. He's I think he's like Tannehill, and it's going to be really telling to see now what Ryan Tannehill can do.
I can't wait to get to that game because I've been waiting to say that.
And I feel like this is the same
3 days. Team. Oh, it is. It's identical.
Yeah, Baker Mayfield can play when the pressure is when the offense is balanced, but when it's tipped in the other team's favor, and he has to make things happen, he struggles.
Oh, struggles dearly.
Yeah, but if you have Chubb and Hunt, then it takes all the pressure off of him, and he can play well. But yeah, very shocked. Very shocked.
I don't know if I agree the Jets are the best team in the NFL.
Oh,
but they're one of the worst for sure. Yeah, I did. That's why I'm laughing at what he wrote. It's almost similar to that.
Yeah, that's probably where I got it from. Second, I don't know. You got to jump over to Facebook and follow our fan page so you can get all the good juicy bits that we're always dropping in there because it's fun commentary over there during the week. So definitely jump over there and check that out.
Hey, Shaney, also the Jets did try and move him. But they wanted a bag of brand new footballs, not used footballs, and nobody would budge with the bag of new footballs.
Dude, I feel so bad, I'll save it for the Jets thing. But man, poor Mike White. I feel so bad for this kid. The hype around him is immeasurable. Like it's just he can't go any higher. The only thing he could do is come down to earth in this instance, and it just the pressure's.
What happens if he keeps putting up numbers, though? That's going to be interesting. It's going to be interesting.
And I'll talk, and I want to get your take on it when we get to that game because I didn't get to talk to you Sunday night. But
I know.
Let's continue on down the list here. Eagles. So the Eagles and the Lions. We picked the Lions. I don't think you weren't on the show Sunday morning, but me and Jim both agreed the Lions should win this game. What happened?
Let's see who I picked.
The Lions took the entire day off, apparently. I mean, 44-6. And you look at the Eagles stat line, and it makes no sense. Like, I don't even know where the points came from. The stat line is horrendous.
So I actually took Philly on our
Yeah.
pick'em, and I'm even more frustrated that I had Jalen Hurts in one of my fantasy leagues,
Because he
and I
didn't do
wasn't.
anything.
Well, he scored 9.6 points, and they scored 44. I'm like, what in God's name is happening?
Yeah.
Apparently, not Jalen Hurts.
No.
What a
9 for
bum fight!
14.
That's a bum fight right there. They started. I mean, they ran the ball 46 times, is what they did, for
Yeah.
236 yards. So you know what? Hey, Philly may have found a good thing here because they had 3 running backs with over 12 carries, and then Hurts had 7 for 71. I mean, that may be the way to go. And even Gardner Minshew got in with 2 for 2 for 11. So
Yeah. But man, the what really pissed me off there is I thought this was finally going to be Kenneth Gainwell's time to shine. And going into the fourth quarter, he had 2 carries for 4 yards.
Well, he ended up,
yeah, he ended up 13 for 27, but
yes,
he didn't see 11 carries till the end of the game. It was just insane because they used him more than that when Miles Sanders was in the games. So thinking logically, let's go up the pecking order. But who do you turn to? Jordan Howard, who I didn't even realize was still playing football. Give it to the Rook. What do you like? I can't understand what Philly thinks or does. I mean, congratulations on the win, but I mean, of course, the Lions are just they make the Jets look like they know what they're doing. They're like the only team that can consistently make the Jets look good. It's just insane. But yeah, that game really, really shocked me. Then we get down to, here we go. Titans at the Colts, 34-31. Colts definitely made it a game there, holding tight, and Titans pulled it out in overtime. But yeah, back and forth battle the entire time. But yeah, go ahead. I'll let you have your Ryan Tannehill.
So, King Henry's out for what? 10 weeks, possibly 10 weeks. He had foot surgery today.
Most likely this season, yeah.
So, and his backup didn't even get a carry in this game, and my brother brought up a good point. I mean, he went back in that game and kept running on that foot. So did that cause it to be, for him to be out, or did they know and he just said, screw it, I'm just going to finish this? So you called it earlier, Joe, and I was going to bring it up. I feel Tannehill's a very overrated quarterback. And he relies on the running game, and now it's going to be on him. Yep. So let's see how good he is. He did throw for 3 touchdowns. He drove him down the field for the win. But I will say, his numbers were really good last year. I hate to say it, but they were really good last year.
Yeah.
But Henry he also ran for 2,000 yards last year, didn't he?
Yeah.
Okay, so you know what? I can look good playing quarterback. When I have a running back who's gonna carry the ball 25 to 30 times a game. So now we're gonna see. Jim's favorite wide receiver, Julio Jones. What's up, Jim? Good to see you on, buddy. So your favorite wide receiver, Julio, can't get on the field. And I was listening to a fantasy show this morning driving to work, and somebody goes, and the Titans have Julio Jones, and then they go, yep, and I'm done with them for this year again, so.
Julio Jones he gets the, I mean, what a terrible trade.
Brutal.
I said it beforehand.
Just brutal.
I'm not a believer in Julio, and that's what,
Jacob, we're going to bump that bet down to $100 for you, man. All right. Tell me you accept it right now. I want to see you write accept, and it will be $100. All right.
Dude, this is your get out of jail free card.
This is your get out of jail free card, brother. I'm giving it to you right now. Come on, man.
Run.
Just say accept. Just say accept, and we're good. No hard feelings.
Just
they got AP.
Drop that handshake emoji.
Sounds good. There you go, Jacob. Thank you. Next year
fear.
we'll have the same bet, and it will be for 1,000, but 100. How about that? So Matt, you know what? They got AP. He's 36 years old, and he hasn't played football yet. You can't call him Duke Henry because he's King Henry. Okay, don't try and disrespect an SEC beast because you feel He sucks because he's from the SEC. AP was great, man. No one's ever said AP wasn't. I don't
No,
care
he
what
was
conference
phenomenal.
he was. He was incredible for a good 10 years at Minnesota. 8 to
Mm-hmm.
10 years, the guy was an absolute maniac.
Right.
He's 36 years old, Matt. 36, and he hasn't played.
So of course they're getting him for less than
Of course,
Derrick
of
Henry.
course they are. No
And
shit.
he's so good that it is now week 8 and he's finally being signed to an NFL
Yeah,
team.
no one else went
So,
after him. You tell me Baltimore didn't go after him? Come
right.
on, man.
They took Le'Veon Bell, who hasn't been able to run the football for 3 years now.
Matt, I'm so glad you're on. They will run the same offense. They'll just hand off less and throw more and lose more.
Mm-hmm.
You heard it here first, ladies and gentlemen, on the
Yeah.
Bean Apple. Joe T and John B.
Yeah. That's exactly what's going to happen. Well, look at AP in Washington. When he went to Washington a couple years ago, and you saw he'll have a 100-yard game,
Yep.
and that gasses him for a month.
Yes.
He'll be 36, 40 yards after that for the next 3 weeks.
I mean, he's not even going to play this week. He's on the practice squad. He got signed to the practice squad. Now, I get it. You can bring him up. I get how that works. But, I mean, can he even be in football shape right now? And, Matt, I agree, 4.3 in Washington. But he can't carry the ball 20 times a game, man. It's not going to happen. He doesn't have the legs for it. He needs to split. If he splits, maybe he'll be okay. And, again, AP's AP. You know, you're going to give him the benefit of the doubt. But, man, if you think you're getting the same production out of him that you were getting out of a 900-yard rusher in 8 weeks,
Right.
you're crazy, man.
And on top of that, Washington was still when he was 33, 34 years old.
Yeah,
You know,
exactly.
Now he's 36.
36.
So, 3.6 last year. You see the trend,
Huh.
which way it's going. Age is going this way. Production's going that way. Bad things happen when that. It's math.
So-
it's just math.
So Joe, with our Air Force charts, we would call that a lagging indicator.
Yes, there you go.
The
Very
old
good.
lagging indicators for MC rates for playing. Could have gotten Frank Gore, but actually him and Frank Gore were playing wiffle ball, I think, when they called him. And what can you do? Frank Gore's only 38.
You should sign both of them and let them split 10 carries each, and then you might
Actually,
get
that
something.
wouldn't be it. You know what? Why not?
Yeah.
How can you say Washington was been in Detroit? Of course he does, Peace. You know that. Matt the cherry picker. He calls us the Borman spin machine. But Matt the cherry picker.
All right.
But anyways. So he averaged 65 yards a game in 2 years. That's good. Because that's what 1,000 yards will get you. In 17 games, it's like 65 yards a game. Let's not brag about that.
Yeah.
Let's not.
Now you pair that with Frank Gore's 40 yards a game. Now you got a 100-yard rusher.
Hey,
Boom.
you know what? I'd be like, that's a good idea. Okay, enough of Tannehill and AP.
Yeah. All right. So I think as quickly as me and Jim ran through the Rams Texans game Sunday morning, we could probably run through the recap just as fast. It was disgusting, and it was a blowout. I guess the only thing you could say is whoever has the Rams defense is probably pissed off because when it was 38-0 in the fourth quarter, and then they just stopped playing and gave up 22 points unanswered.
This guy right here.
The fantasy point total just went like this. So, like, come on, man, finish the game. Like, that was bad. But
You play to win the game.
yeah, 22-38. Good practice for Davis Mills. I guess that's the only thing you could say about it. Poor guy. Yeah, but that's about it. That team looks good. They just added Von Miller. Defense gets a lot better. I know Von's old, but man, you put him on the other side of Aaron Donald, and geez, watch out, man.
Tell you
Watch
what,
out.
if the Rams aren't number one right now, I mean, they're a close second.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Honestly, I think the top 5 teams are coming from the NFC.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah, the NFC
they're
is
just
strong.
stacked this year. Throw Buffalo
strong.
in maybe into the mix, however you want to do it. But
Yeah, there's nobody else in the AFC that's that dominant. I mean, the AFC,
No.
the South now without Henry, nothing. You know, the Bills in the East look good, but I mean, look how long it took them just to knock off the Dolphins, like we were talking about.
yeah,
They didn't just blow them up. So what's up, Mark? AFC West, the Chiefs are an absolute
Garbage.
mess. We'll talk about that. Chargers can't beat the Patriots at home.
Whoa, Joe T. Relax, man.
And
Watch that shit.
and the Raiders, you can't believe in the Raiders, right? I mean, I know it's
Just
happening. They're
can't.
winning, but do you have any faith in it? And especially now with everything, we'll get to that one here in a bit. But
That's sad.
yeah, I mean, everybody, the Bills are really the strength in the AFC, and then the NFC is going to be just a knock them out, drag them out battle to the end. Like that's gonna be fun. But let's get to yours. Let's get to the Patriots and Chargers. We'll see if Alex is sitting waiting.
Come
I
on,
don't
Alex.
know.
Show up, man. Show up, Alex. So let's talk about the Pats real quick. Not the greatest number game for the Patriots offense. 218, 18 for 35, 218, no turnovers. Again, we ran the ball for 140, 150 yards. Um, Defense came up when they had to. We did lose another fumble. Joe, I've been saying it all year. That could have cost us. Um, Titans are the team to beat. You're insane. Um, so fumble could have cost us again, but at no time was I worried about this game, Joe. Like I was saying, I just wasn't. I don't know why. I wasn't shocked that we were going to beat them. I wasn't. It kind of took a pick six. I get it, but for the most part, once again, New England's playing better. The D's playing better. They held Keenan Allen down for 6 receptions, 77. Mike Williams 2 for 19. He's talk about a fantasy slide right there. Stay
Yeah.
away from that guy. And Herbert again, another average game against us when he lights up the rest of the league. So we own the Chargers. We're at 500 now. We're 3-0 on the road, which is absolutely insane. We get a couple favorable games. We got three of the next games are very winnable. Carolina, Cleveland, and Atlanta. Very winnable games. I can't wait to play Atlanta again. I hope they have some sort of sticker on their helmet, 28-3 or something like that. You know what I mean? So,
Yeah.
but I will say, I like how I like how Mac is playing. I wish they'd open up a little bit more at times. I get confused with the play calling, but almost 2,000 yards, 8 weeks in, 9 touchdowns, 6 interceptions. Probably missed a couple here and there, but I mean, overall, 4-4. I predicted the Pats to win 10 games. I said 9 to 10 games. I think they're going to be right there.
It's interesting. So you talked about how Herbert had a pedestrian game against you guys. Did you look at the stat lines for Mac Jones and Justin Herbert? Outside of touchdowns and interceptions, they are almost identical.
Neck and neck. Yes, neck and neck.
Same completions, same attempts. 5 yards difference. That's it.
Yes.
So when two big interceptions from
Justin
Herbert, but
Herbert,
also 2 touchdowns, which was good. But it's the same thing I'm going to talk about. It's playing smart. Bill knows what Mac Jones can do and can't do.
Yep.
He's not taking the leash off. He's loosening it up slowly, I think. But no touchdowns, no interceptions. Nothing, just managed the game. That's all he did. He's just managing games. Don't put too much on him. Little completions, little things, let it happen and go. And as usual with the Patriots, they always seem to be defensively in the right place at the right time.
Yes.
No matter what it is.
And I'm not comparing him to Tom Brady. I won't compare anybody to Tom Brady. But it's the same offense. So the Patriots have been running the identical offense, man, roughly for the last, 22, 23 years. Yeah. They found the quarterback to not make the mistakes. They found a smart quarterback. And again, I'm going to go back to draft day. I still think any of those quarterbacks that went, if they would have went to New England and learned this system the same way Mac is going, I think they'd be doing the same. I really do. But I think Mac Jones came from a pretty damn good offensive team where he was throwing high percentage, so he's used to that. So that's what they're looking at, high percentage passes, and everybody says all they do is dink and dunk. Yeah, but nobody can stop them. They haven't stopped them for 22 years. I mean, I think you said a couple weeks ago. I mean, they just cannot stop them, and it's just crazy how Bill is kind of rebuilding in a way with all the players that he signed. Players are starting to come around, so.
Yep.
I wish we would have got a corner during the trade deadline. I don't know who they would have traded for, but I think some secondary help would have been nice. But
Yeah.
I guess it is
Well,
what it is. That's the team we're
so
going to roll with.
the thing with, and maybe I should be a defensive coordinator, but it's been 22 years, like you said. Why? And I yell for years. I've been yelling at the TV because you see them line up on like 3rd and 8, right? I mean, you
Yeah.
got to stop them. Where are the cornerbacks lined up? 10 yards off.
10 yards out.
Why?
Yeah.
Why? Get in his face and disrupt the route. I don't understand why they don't, especially the slot guys going across the middle. Nobody's on them. They just have,
Right.
they just go straight across, catch it at the 5, catch it for 5 yards, turn, first down. Like,
Yeah.
hit him on the line and force him off his route. Like, they
Right.
just let the Patriots receivers run wild. It's like, they burn you deep, but the Patriots game is short. So if you
Right.
could disrupt the short game and force them to go deep, if you get burned, you get burned. But if not, mistakes happen. That's when mistakes happen. You air something out, the safety grabs it, gone. Like, that's what the Patriots have been doing to the Jets and every other team I've seen for years. You can't go short against them. You got to go deep. Mistakes, gone, done.
Right.
It's just, why is it so hard? I don't understand what it is. But anyway, I mean, good win for you guys. I was obviously going for the Chargers because I want to catch up to you guys a little bit, but didn't happen. But we're holding pace. We're pacing.
You are
pacing. So
and I'm going to reply to Shane. I agree they win 10, but if Chase stays on this same path, which I don't expect a touchdown a game or an 85-yard touchdown, but man, Chase. Whew.
yeah.
I may have to eat crow a little bit about going after a lineman instead of Chase because I was definitely wrong. But
We were
what they
talking
do
about
need
that
to
too.
do, and since Mahoney is on, they need to cut ties with Mixon next year and that $14 million they pay him, and go out and get yourself a damn veteran lineman or a couple for that. That's what I think you do because
Yeah.
Mixon is not a $14 million a year running back.
No, the Jets were shutting him down most of the day.
Yeah,
which was pretty crazy.
Yeah, nothing on the running game. He averaged
No.
2 yards a game. It was a passing game. And I'm sorry, you can get a James White or somebody like that.
And what's crazy is the Jets corners held Chase to the lowest total, I think, of the year. He only had 34 yards receiving. That's insane. I mean, I really thought Jamar Chase was going to run wild against us. And the corners locked it down, man. Like I was telling, I mean, we can get into that game now before we get into the late games. Jets-Bengals game, which was absolutely incredible. But what I wanted to see was what difference C.J. Mosley would have on that defense coming back, and God, was it a different defense. I mean, I don't know if you caught any of the game, but the defense was incredible. I mean, Mike White threw that early interception that he got, they tackled the defender at the 1 yard line, and they held them on 4 straight from the 1, which normally that wouldn't have happened at all. A couple just huge defensive stands all day. Played really well. They still gave up 31 points, but that Bengals offense is good. Right? They're getting a lot of they're getting a lot of thrash for inconsistency. Yeah. But man, they played really good, and it was good to see. I wanted to see the rookies step up. This is what in the pregame. What I wanted to see was C.J. Mosley's impact on the defense. If it was really as bad as it looked last week, or if it was more of what we saw early. And on the second half, on the second half, I wanted to see what the rookies were going to do. I wanted to see what Michael Carter was going to do, and I wanted to see Elijah Moore do something, and they both performed. So I liked seeing those young guys step up, but after digesting it a little bit more over the last day and looking into stuff, what I think is most impressive is the coaching staff was taking a lot of heat, right? Even from you were saying like, oh, these are rookies. They might not be the right guys. They might not know how to coach. To me, like Mike LaFleur went up into the press box to call the plays for the first time this year. I don't know if that had an effect, being able to see the field better and be able to call an offense off of that as opposed to being on the sideline and trying to call it, maybe. But what he did was he learned from last week, because that offense was a Patriots offense.
Mm-hmm.
Mike White did not have a pass completion over 15 yards the entire day. Yeah,
There
everything
you
was
go.
short,
Yep.
and
High
like I was
percentage.
very high percentage throws, and when you look at it, what we're talking about, the wide receivers were targeted 21 or 20 times, 20 targets for the wide receivers, and 15 receptions. So
Wow.
20 of the 45 pass attempts, almost half, went to dump offs to the wide receivers. The same thing the Patriots like to do.
Yep. Yep.
So they got the shit kicked out of them. They went back and watched the tape and said, "There's
Maybe we should
we can
change.
do this. We
Yes.
can implement this." And to me, that's what I was watching. And I didn't really until I went back and I started looking at numbers and watching some highlights of the game, and I was like, this feels like I'm watching a Patriots game. That's all it was. Short crossing passes,
Yeah.
dump offs, nothing deep at all. It was just quick, boom, 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 3-step drop, out, 3 steps, out. And you watch the Zach Wilson games, he's 5 drops, he's 7-step drops, and he's done. Like the offensive line can't
Right.
hold that long, and it collapses, and then he's making mistakes. So for me, that was the big takeaways from that game. Was it felt like not only did they get their asses kicked the week before, but they learned from it, right? I mean,
Right.
if it was the second time they lost to Bill Belichick, but
Yep.
nonetheless, it felt like they took something from that playbook and said, like we talk about each week, they've been doing it for 20 years. Why isn't
Right.
anybody else doing it? Like you don't have to reinvent the wheel all the
No.
time in the NFL. If it worked, it's a copycat league, but nobody
Yeah.
copycats Bill Belichick. It doesn't make sense. Like that's the offense that works. Copy it. Like it's
So
proven.
so I got
It's
a
like,
couple things on this game, Joe.
what is
First
it?
off, how many people lost parlays
Oh,
because they bet
millions.
Cincinnati? Right here.
Where's Travis? I
Won
want to see
every game
I want
but
to
the
see.
Cincy Jets game.
I know Travis has got a little hand emoji that's going to come up here.
Two, Matt, how can you call Mixon a beast when you just said Henry sucks because he only averaged 3.2 a game when Mixon had 14 carries for 33 yards? Take that shit somewhere else, please, man. Alex, Bill better never retire because I want to play the Chargers eight times a year. 8 times.
Alex, I feel like you were sitting in the weeds waiting because we just talked.
Yeah.
We just talked Chargers Patriots for like 10 minutes of the show.
We did.
And as soon as we switched over to the Jets, boom! Hey, what's up, guys?
Oh
It was
man.
perfect timing.
Yeah. Alex, sorry, man. We own you guys. We do. I mean, I don't want to.
Yeah.
I don't want to rub it in, but we own you. Honestly, so was it the Bengals being the Bengals though? And I think I said this, Joe, when we were talking about our prediction. I said, "Is this a trap game for Cincy?" And you were like, "There's no way Cincy's going to score 60 points on us since the Pats just scored that." And I said, "I don't know. I just don't know. Is it a trap game?" Shane destroyed my parlay. Absolutely destroyed it. I had a 16 parlay going, and friggin' the Bengals had to nuke me against the Jets. You know what I mean? I was like, you got to be shitting me.
Yeah. I didn't
But
think
yeah.
I like I told you, I thought it was going to be a bloodbath because it should have been. It should have been, but the Jets coaching staff outcoached
Yeah.
the Bengals. I mean, that's all it was. It was coaching and it was play calling, and they had, and which is weird to think now they have the game plan to win. You know what I mean?
So,
Like,
so are they going to be smart enough to do it again next week, Joe?
I hope
That's
so.
the thing. Will the Jets do it?
I really, really hope so. I mean, you've just proven a recipe for success.
So, what happens if Mr. White kind of has a couple really good weeks like this and they win?
Yeah, I don't know.
You know what I mean?
I don't know.
I know White wasn't drafted this year, but I know. Remember
Yeah.
a couple years ago, and we were talking about Kirk Cousins. Not to get way off, but remember when they drafted RG3 at 1 and then Cousins in like the 3rd round?
Yeah,
Why did they do that?
I don't know.
We don't know. I want that to be a topic for another conversation because we had a pretty deep conversation at work about that. But anyways, I mean, what happens if you get 2 young quarterbacks and you're torn? I mean, you obviously have to go back to Wilson because you drafted him too.
Right.
But man, if this kid keeps going off like this,
Well, what I would be interested to see now is can this same offense be called?
Yes. We will ban Matt for life.
10 subscribers, not 5. Let's go.
Shane, it's just as bad on here as it is on Facebook.
We're trying to grow here. 10 subscribers.
10. You get 10, we ban Matt.
But Matt, if you get 20, Shaney, you're gone, man. I'm sorry.
Yeah. So then we're gonna have a bidding war.
Yep.
Well,
Yep.
wait. Shaney gets on because he's blood, though. But we'll only let him on like the recap shows or something. So Matt, you get 20, I'll ban my brother.
Yeah. That'd be awesome. Okay. With Zach Wilson, what I would like to see is him operate this offense instead of what they were trying to force him to do. Put him into this offense and let's see what he can do. And if he can't perform, let him sit. Let him sit for the year. Let White play and then figure out what you got from there. But
the Jets quarterback controversy continues.
Yeah.
Dun, dun, dun.
I know, like, let's logically think here. So there's no film on this kid whatsoever, right? He was drafted by Dallas in like the 3rd round, I think it was. He was cut 7 times before that start. 7 times he's cut.
Yeah.
So he takes what, 25 snaps or so, or 25 pass attempts roughly against the Patriots. He did not look that great in the Patriots game.
No, he threw an interception. His second pass, I think. So
yeah, I think he ended up 2 interceptions, 2 huge interceptions that basically just destroyed all drives. So now you've got some tape on him. What are you going to do? Indy's defense, I think, is better than the Bengals. So
I mean, yeah, maybe.
Traveling on a short week to Indy because they got the Thursday night game, so a lot stacked against him. If he can perform again, going on 4 days traveling, we'll see. We'll see what happens. But I mean, yeah, he looked good. But we've seen, are you going to go with Cooper Rush over Dak Prescott?
Of course not. Well,
No.
Hold on though. You can't compare Dak and Zach Wilson.
No, but if Zach if
I
Zach
love
is your
talking
starter,
to Jets fans. I love Jets fans.
if Zach Wilson's if he's your future and that's who you're trying to build around, what do you do? And I'm not saying this kid can't be good. Maybe he can.
Maybe he can. You don't know.
I have no idea, but the conclusions that people are jumping to right out the gate with Mike White, like he's Tom Brady reborn, is like calm down.
It's because you guys won. It doesn't happen a lot.
It shows you the desperation.
Yes.
And I agree with Jim absolutely 100%. They were talking a 2 to 4 week injury. Make it a 4-week injury now.
Right.
Let that heal up 100%. Don't rush him back. Don't make him come back in a brace or anything. Let it heal and let this kid start. It's just the way it is. So I think that'd be the smart thing to do. But we'll see what he's got. I mean, I'm excited for him. It was good to see. Good to see that guy come in, and you saw that bet that dude won, right?
Mm-mm.
So he went some guy. He went to the game. He was going to the Jets game. Went down to visit his mom in Atlantic City. Went and he said, "I'm going to go." He was going to go in, place the most outrageous bet that they had for the Jets because he was going to the game and he wanted something to cheer for. And since the Jets sucked, he's like, "I'll just make something crazy so I have something to root for." And it was most passing yards in week 8. And he put it on Mike White, won $125,000.
Holy shit. Really?
Yeah. I don't know how much he bet to win 125,000, but yeah.
Wow.
How much could you drop on a bet like that?
Very true.
Comfortably. You know what I mean? It had to be like $20. So $25 probably to win 125.
Oh my God. Atlantic City, when they were paying him out to like 1, they're paying him in ones, 2, 3, 4, flipping them at him.
Oh, it was insane.
You bastard.
Right.
Good for him. Good for him.
That was a very fun game to watch, and I was just watching it in shock. Like, this isn't really happening. It was fun to be on the other side. Now, for Bengals fans, and I know exactly how it feels, that hit that he bet 1,000 on that? Fucking baller. No way I'd bet $1,000 on Mike White to be the passing leader for week 8.
I mean, I would bet $1,000 that the Patriots beat the Chargers like 9 straight years. That I probably would do.
Ooh. Ugh. Alex, head drop.
Hey, wah, wah.
Yeah, so that
Sorry,
was
Alex.
fun.
I got to get him in while I can. But.
Oh, so the hit at the end of the game that really dictated that game that was unfair. I'm going to say the Bengals defender came in. He went low to make the tackle. Ty Johnson had the ball. It would have been like a loss of 1. He was tackled for a loss of 1. He dropped his head as well, helmet to helmet, and they called it on the defense. And it should have been on the Jets because
it's always going against the D, man.
It is.
Always.
It is. But
I can't even get mad at that anymore.
It was the offensive player that initiated the helmet to helmet, not the defensive player. And so I, as a Jets fan, I've been on the other side of that more times than I can count. And it sucks, but it was nice being on the other side. And they said it was because there's a shot. I don't know if you've seen it, but Robert Saleh goes up to one of the refs and he puts his hand around his waist and he's talking to him. And they said after that, all the calls went the Jets' way. So I don't know what he whispered in his ear, but it worked.
I will gut you and your family. The mafia's here. I will gut you and your family.
Right. Said it with a smile.
Yeah. Hey, buddy. So it's funny. You talk about the helmet to helmet. Face masks. Think about how many times the offensive players will push a player by the face mask. Never gets called.
I don't understand why that's
just
okay.
Rubs their hands over the face mask, and all the player has to do is turn. It's a face mask.
Right. But yeah, as a running back, you could literally grab somebody's face mask and just
push them. Yeah, they
manhandle him around.
Gronk. I can't remember what game it was. Gronk took the guy and flung him 10 yards and thrown him by the face mask. It's like,
why is it okay?
But it's always against the D. Always against it.
But your finger gets caught in one of the loops real quick, and somebody's head does this, and it's boom. Come on.
Personal foul. We're gonna have to sacrifice your children because of it. It's like, come on, man.
Right, you're out of the game.
You're gone.
Yeah. Or the same thing when your hand grazes a quarterback's helmet. Come on,
it's just what they're gonna call it all day long. All day long.
Make it some kind of an impact. If I can't hear it slap, it doesn't count.
Right.
Whatever. If his head doesn't move, it shouldn't be a penalty.
True.
But anyway, all right. So let's keep rolling. We got a couple more games to talk about here. Seahawks Jaguars again.
Gino.
I was wrong.
Gino Smith.
And again, Trevor Lawrence. Crickets. Absolute crickets against one of the worst defenses in football. 7 points.
I picked Jacksonville. Not going to lie, I picked Jacksonville.
I did too, because they've looked good the last couple weeks. Seattle's defense has looked atrocious. Even at home, they've looked bad. I thought they would be able to win this game. They weren't even competitive. It was done. Halftime, the game was over. If you caught any of it, there was no energy at all. It was just blah. But again, Trevor Lawrence, golden child. Nobody says anything to him. I don't understand it. It's
54 passes. 54.
Yeah,
you're going to ask a rookie to throw 54 passes and only run 19 times, man.
Yeah.
You can't do that. You got to run the damn ball. I don't understand it. And they average 4.3 a carry. That's the crazy part.
But really, what, I look back in hindsight and I'm like, why would I pick the Jaguars to win a game? Right?
I did too.
I'm over here
fake laugh, hiding real pain.
I mean, it's just, it doesn't make sense to me.
Urban Meyer, Shane. I mean, I don't know. I don't know if they like Urban Meyer there or not. I mean, do you can him after a year? I mean, can you do that?
Right.
What are you paying them? They're paying him good money. They paid him good money to come back. Their best.
You blow it up and start over again.
I mean, their best bet would have gotten rid of him a few weeks ago when he was inappropriate in that place and maybe called it something detrimental against the team. But, I mean, you're going to fire him and owe him all that money?
No.
I don't know.
I don't think you can. And like we were talking about, I think it was in the preview show, is I would rather just and luckily Robert Saleh and Michael Forrest showed signs of life and competency. But even if they didn't, like, they've been looking flat, they've been looking bad, no points in the first quarter all season. But like, at what point are the Jets going to stop just the carousel of coaches, right? Like, do you just say, you know what, this is it for 4 years? This is our quarterback. This is our offensive coordinator. This is our coach, unless somebody gets hired away for a head coach job. But these are our guys. We're going to run it for 4 years. Let everybody learn the offense. Let everybody get comfortable. Let everybody make adjustments and learn, because the coaches have to learn just as much as the players do. Right. You're not going to step in the league as a head coach. It's kind of like we talked about, like with rank. Like when you make the next rank, you're not just like, oh, got this, ready for it all. Right. You know, like
you're learning like, okay, the whole time. Yeah.
Right. You're like, what am I doing? I have no idea. You know, I always said that, like when I made Master, I thought they like downloaded all the information you needed to know into your brain, but they didn't. So it's just like the next day I have a new next day I have a new rank, but all the same knowledge that I had beforehand. So that's kind of like a coach. Like you're a defensive coordinator for the 49ers, now you're the head coach of a team. You don't know any more than you did before, so you have to give them some time to learn, I think. It's just,
but Shaney, I agree. Lawrence, and I just said it 50 plus times a game, man. I mean, it's a disaster. And it's not even like he's even like 500, you know, or 50% or something like that.
Yep. And
Jags
what
just
that
don't
does
look
is
good.
It opens him up to taking some hellacious hits that's going to end a season.
Right.
Or worse than that, you know what I mean? So not a good idea. But I wish Jaguars could have pulled it off, but unfortunately they did not. Broncos, Washington. I mean, I picked the Broncos to win that game, but just
I did too.
Just a very bleh game. I mean, nothing to get excited about on either side of the ball. That Washington team is nothing like we thought it was going to be, and the Broncos now looks like they're just kind of packing it in, content with just letting this season play out the way it is and going into rebuild is what it looks like, especially with the Von Miller trade.
Yeah. And it kind of it's kind of like
did Shaney just say something positive about the Jets there? Am I seeing things?
They are playing hard at times. They are.
Wow. I didn't.
They're playing hard, but are they playing better? But I guess you're right. I mean, if the coach can get them to play hard, that's a plus. So you're right. The Jets are young, you know, and kind of like we said, it's going to be a couple of years, and we'll see how good the Jets really are.
Yeah.
But Washington just looks terrible. Their defense looks terrible. Denver, they need a quarterback. Teddy's he looks a little iffy there. I think Judy's coming back this week. So, or did he come back last week? I can't remember.
I think he played this week, but he didn't really do anything.
He didn't probably do much. But
this is a good case for Mike White. How everybody's in love with Mike White. Remember how Taylor Heineke ended last year?
Yes.
And now look at him.
Yeah, he's coming back down to earth.
Right. Yeah. He we found a gem. You know, like no, you didn't. He just. Nobody had tape on him, and he played really good. Like, that's it. But, you know, when you let the statistics play out, everything comes back to the mean. So, and he's back to his mean.
Yeah.
All right. So next one, shocking game here, and I don't understand how it happened. Maybe you can tell me how the Tom Brady Buccaneers lost to the Jameis Winstonless Saints.
So here's what I'm confused. The Saints are the most confusing team in the NFL, I think. They're the most confusing 5-2 team this year. I mean, you know, Trevor Siemian, let's say that again. He quarterbacked them to the win against Tom Brady.
Like Patrick Mahomes, like sidearm throws and everything. I don't know if you saw some
again, how long is that going to last? I guess we're going to find out because unfortunately Winston's out for the year.
You know what I mean? Mike White, I think.
Well, I think a little bit longer because they really don't. Yeah, they really don't have anybody else. So I don't know. Tom Brady threw that pick six at the end, didn't he? So that kind of sealed it when it was 27-29 or 27-30, whatever it was. And
was it a pick six or did he take?
I thought it was a pick six, or maybe not. Why do I think it was a pick six? But
not something you see Brady do with a minute left.
No,
a minute and change left in a game.
Not at all. Was it? Hold on. Now
he did.
See.
Yeah. PJ Williams 40-yard interception.
Yeah. So it was a pick six with 17 seconds left. So, I'm sorry.
No, it took 17.
A minute and 24. Yeah. Sorry. Yeah. Good
minute
call.
and 24. You give Brady the ball down by a touchdown. It's over.
Yeah.
And now he's throwing interceptions. It's like Mike White took all of his underdog skills away from him yesterday. And maybe it
Yeah.
is Tom Brady 2.0 because he
Well,
looked like Brady out there.
Brady's thrown for over 2,500 yards, 25 touchdowns, and 5 picks. So I think he's going to do okay for the rest of the year. But
Yeah, he'll be fine. But just strange.
yeah, and again, how are the Saints winning? How are they winning? Is it D that good? I don't know. I don't know what they're ranked. Probably need to start looking. I mean, they beat us. That was the one game the Pats
Yeah.
had zero chance of winning. They were not in that game at all. So,
how do they own Belichick and Brady, but nobody else can? Individually,
I don't know. But yeah, it's kind of crazy. And Trevor Siemian, flung the ball around. I'm looking at the box score. It's so funny. The leading receiver is Kevin White with 1 catch for 38 yards, and then it was spread across 30 yards, all this. So, and Mike Thomas is coming back, so that's going to help him out a little bit. At least he's going to have a true number one. So, but boy, without Jameis, I don't know. It's like when any other starting quarterback goes down, what's the backup going to do?
But really, I mean, that was Winston only had 10 attempts in the game, so it wasn't like the game was over. I mean, Simeon came in and not only kept the team in it, but led them to a victory, which is it's not like he had to come in the fourth quarter and just kind of mop up and play close. But yeah.
You are right, Alex. I got to say, Peyton is probably one of the best coaches in the NFL. You're right. I mean, he always has that team ready to play.
Yeah.
I mean, who would have thought they'd go 5-2?
So the other question is, they drafted Ian Book out of Notre Dame.
Sure did.
Does he get a shot? I mean,
I don't.
They probably haven't been dressing him, but now do they? Do they say, let's see what we got? I mean, there's no Jameis. Trevor Simeon's not your long term. Do you give the kid a shot?
Don't they love Taysom Hill though too?
But he's hurt too.
Right. So I mean, is he going to get a shot? I mean, and I mean Ian Book.
That's an interesting thing Jim said. That would be interesting. Phillip Rivers coming back, going down there, but he's still got to learn the playbook. You got a lot of things, but I would like to see them give Ian Book a shot. Why not? You telling me he's that much worse than Simeon?
No, but I mean, at least Simeon's been in the league a couple years. Again, you're going to throw a rookie to the Wolves, and a 5-2 team. Is that what you want to do to him? I mean, I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know.
But I couldn't believe that game as well. Just a shocking outcome in that one. And then let's see. I know Jim's waiting in the wings for his game to pop up, but that Cowboys Vikings game. So I switched my pick in our pick'em to the Vikings. After I saw Dak was out, I was like, all right, Vikings at home, no Dak Prescott. The Vikings should be able to win this game. No, the Vikings suck. That's it. The Vikings suck. I said it to begin the year. And you remember I was telling you, like, that Vikings fan was, like, trolling me, like, telling me how I was dead wrong and all this other stuff. They can't beat the Cowboys without Dak Prescott at home. And you're going to tell me that this is a good team. No, they're 3-4 now. Kirk Cousins cannot win when the television's on. And I don't know what happened to Dalvin Cook. I mean, 18 carries, 78 yards. He did good, but why didn't he have 20 carries in this game? And better yet, why isn't he catching a ball? 2 targets, no catches, no yards. He's a dual threat running back, and you're not using him at all.
You look at that Vikings offense, and why isn't it good? I mean, honestly, why?
Yeah.
How can it not be
Thielen,
good?
Justin Jefferson. It doesn't make sense.
I don't get it. Yeah, it's confusing. It's I don't know. Man.
It's just whatever. Congratulations to Dallas. I know Jim's not happy about it, but man, even without Dak, they're still winning games. So that's going to be a very, again, NFC team that's going to be battling it out till the end, like we were talking about earlier. They're going to be a hard team to beat. And then let's wrap it up with the and here's another one, the Chiefs Giants, right? To close it out last night. The Giants, they could have won that game. They really could have won that game.
Of course they could have.
And it comes down to
an interception, right? Or
Daniel,
two
yeah,
sacks. Yeah.
Daniel Jones couldn't do it.
No.
That's what it came down to. The lights were brightest, and Jones couldn't come through. 22 for 32, 222, 2 touchdowns, an interception, and I think they intercepted Mahomes in the red
They
zone
did.
in the
They
beginning,
did.
and then Daniel Jones gave it right back to them.
Yes.
So I mean, those are the type of things that it just kills you, And for a team that decimated, still an impressive showing. And I don't know what's going on with this Kansas City team, but they look completely out of sync. And I don't really understand what. I mean, Mahomes doesn't look like himself. Like he's almost afraid to run, is what it looks like. I mean, he's staying back there and looking and looking and looking for the receiver, and he needs to start running again.
So and so everybody bragged about the Chiefs O line. You know what I mean? How good they were going to be. I don't know if they're good or not.
Not these guys on this show.
Nope, not one bit, not one bit. But the tricks and flips that Mahomes has kind of done the last 3 years, it's just not working out. You know what I mean? I'm not saying he's not a good quarterback. He is, but kind of the razzle dazzle isn't so razzling anymore. I just made that word up, razzling. I don't even know if that's a word.
I don't know.
But so what are they doing against the Chiefs? They double teaming two people, and no one else can step up. No one else can.
They have no running game.
Zero. I mean, they actually ran for like 100 yards yesterday.
They did
combined. So,
yeah.
But
they
I mean,
need
still
a running back desperately to take that pressure off Mahomes.
Kelsey, I mean, I don't know, man. I mean, he had 2 passes dropped, and it's just these guys that get double teamed. Yeah, huge fumble, very ugly fumble. Yep, I agree. Mahomes is missing his targets. He's throwing behind people. That offense looks terrible. Matt, you said it best. The KCO looked awful. They did, and this is a couple straight weeks of this, and I mean, I remember at the beginning of the year, people on like Sirius were saying Kansas City and Tampa may go undefeated. No, not even close.
Well, now in full disclosure, we were kind of putting them up in that rankings too.
We were. We had them up 2 losses, maybe 1 loss.
Yeah, 1 or 2 losses.
Course. I mean, you only think they're going to get better, but
and here you are with a Kansas City team that now you've got to wonder, are they even going to make the playoffs?
Playoffs,
like Jim said, like that. This Giants team is decimated from injuries, and it took everything they had to beat the Giants at home.
With the lights on.
This isn't even a road.
Kind of like you said, with the lights on.
So what's going to happen? Now they got some other, and Jim, you did say like if they had a chance to win this one, the Giants aren't going to score 30 points in a shootout. So the defense stepped up. Daniel Jones just unfortunately didn't do enough to get it going. But I don't know what this Kansas City team is going to do for the rest of the year because this is just ugly.
And you really say that, ugly. Joe, looking at their schedule, next 3 games, versus
disgusting.
Packers, at Raiders, versus Cowboys. You get the Broncos, but then you play the Raiders again. You get the Chargers, you get the Steelers, you get the Bengals. Man, are they going to go 500? You know what I mean? Honestly.
In all reality, they could lose the next 3 games and be sitting at 4-7, right?
So Matt, do you mean awful as in tough or easy? Because that's not an easy schedule, brother. I hope you're not saying that it's easy. The next 3 games are going to be very tough.
Right. The Broncos should be a win. They could get swept by the Raiders the way the Raiders are playing, and
the Raiders
even when the Raiders are bad,
tough.
right?
Yes.
When the Raiders are bad, they still take them. It takes everything they've had for the last couple of years to beat the Raiders, and then the Raiders get destroyed by everybody else that they play.
So you're saying the Raiders are a bad team when they beat them once last year and probably should have beat them a second time, and they're 5-2. Come on, man, you can't call the Raiders an easy win. No way.
No, and you got to go to the Chargers, and I'm sorry, but the Chargers are playing better than Kansas City is right now.
Yeah. And I mean, New England just owns them. It's just what it is.
Right. It's not their fault. It's not their fault.
Don't do this to me, man.
It's not your fault.
Don't do this to me, man.
Justin. It's not your fault. I know it's not me.
It's not, man.
Stop.
Don't do this to me. Not you. Not you.
Come here.
Not you.
Give me a hug. Anyway, yeah, so that's going to be tough, man. They got the Bengals, too.
Yeah.
So, that Bengals team, like I said, I mean, the Jets could handle them, but that's completely different. That's, not every team can handle the Bengals. Only the Jets can. So, you take all that. Let's be realistic. They lose to the Packers. They could very easily lose both to the Raiders, lose to the Cowboys. That's 4.
That's 4.
Lose to the Chargers, lose to the Bengals. So you're talking 6 more losses. They play the Steelers, too. Which Steelers team is going to play?
You don't know.
Yeah, probably the losing one, but I thought that was going to happen this week, too. And
Same
it didn't.
here.
So 6 or 7 more losses. I think they'll handle the Broncos without much.
Yeah, they'll beat the Broncos twice. I agree.
Right.
They'll probably split against the Raiders because it's a division game. Raiders always play them tough.
Yeah.
But then they got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 kind of coin flips there.
Yeah. So right now, what you're saying is they've got 2 against the Broncos. You're pretty safe on.
Yep.
One against the Raiders that you're going to give them.
So there's 7 wins.
So there's 7 wins, and the rest are all potential losses. Right? I mean,
I'll screenshot the 6 or 7 more losses. Who are you talking about, Matt? You talking about the Chargers or the Chiefs? You saying the Chiefs are going to lose 6 more? I'm confused.
well, that's kind of what we're saying. I don't know.
I mean, there's the
with
potential.
us or against us.
Yeah, there's the potential. But so think about it though. Who wants to see Kansas City as a wild card team? Oh man.
Nobody.
Can you imagine getting like the number 3 seed and you're gonna be like,
What?
yeah,
What?
we'll win at least 10?
10?
At least 10.
Over the next 2 years?
At least 10.
Where? They're not going to beat the Packers.
So yeah, they're not beating the Packers.
They're not beating the Cowboys.
No, not the way they're playing right now.
No.
They got to go to Cincy.
Yep.
They'll probably split against the Raiders. I see 1, 2, 3, 4. What? 4 or 5 more wins. Probably 9 wins, like Shaney said. Shaney said 9 wins will keep it in the AFC, and he's probably right. At least 10. How about this? I'll bet you 100 they don't win 11.
Ooh.
I'll bet you 100 they don't win 11. You said at least 10. I'll bet you 100 they don't win 11 games this year.
There's no way.
Please say yes. Just say yes.
Not the way this team is playing. There's no way
absolutely
they can
not.
do it.
I'll
There's
take
no
that
way.
bet right now because I just lost 900 off of Jacob, and I'm glad he took that. Thank you again, Jacob. If you're still on,
No, he's out having a drink right now. Thanking God that you took mercy on him.
I'm telling you right now, though, Jacob. I'll tell you what. If the Giants end up winning more than New England, I'm not paying you $1,000, man. Remember this. I got tape and I got proof. All right.
We all heard it.
That's why I just got out. Matt,
Yeah.
I'll tell you what. You text me, man. You got my number. Text me and let me know if you want that bet because I'll bet you $100 right now. It's not happening.
Man.
Not the way they're playing.
Yeah, it's just too bad. I mean, this game was really Daniel Jones' time to really let it loose.
Yeah.
And it's not that he played bad. I mean, he had 10 incompletions in the game, 222 yards. It needed to be over 350 to win this game. But yeah, that big interception, I mean, that hurt because he gave the ball right back and let them score. You don't do that, you win the game. And then...
You know what, though, man? That offense is decimated. Shaney had Devontae Booker against me, and he beat me in fantasy. You know how bad that sucks?
Ouch.
Ugh.
Ouch.
He only needed 10 points, but still, it was still Devontae Booker.
Well, his 5 for 65 receiving, that kind of.
Oh yeah. That took me in, and then he had the 60 yards rush, and that's all right. If I got to lose,
rough.
it's to my brother.
Rough. Yeah, but yeah, I mean the Giants they're going to be one of those teams that they'll win a couple more games than they should, I think, but. Yeah, Slayton. Yeah, John, I think you were off on Slayton being something special.
Jim, I'm always going to...
I guess Jim was too.
Slayton's my new Golden Tate. I'm going to take Slayton every year. Every year.
Until he retires, and then a year after that?
Yeah. and I may still take him. Yeah. God, I thought Darius Slayton was going to be the man on that team.
Nope, not so much. The Giants, I mean, let's take a look at their remaining schedule. real quick here. So Raiders next week, then at the Buccaneers, Eagles, Dolphins, Chargers, Cowboys, Eagles, Bears, Washington. So the end of their schedule gets pretty soft there. Those last 3 games are winnable, but it's at the Eagles. Who knows? I can't figure the Eagles out. I don't think anybody can, right? I mean, I don't really know. I don't know which way that's going to go. The Dolphins, they should be able to win that game, right?
So can we say it's going to be soft at the end for a team that's 2-6?
True. That's true. Damn it. Yeah, I don't know what the Giants do this year. I really don't. What do you think? Like, do they hit 500?
Giants?
They're in a 4-game hole.
Wait a minute. Are you talking about like 500 over the next 9 games?
Yeah.
Because that's
for the
impossible,
remainder.
Joe. That's an odd number. I can't
True.
pull over anymore. I've already pulled over.
Alex doesn't understand that. True. Okay, so can they get above 500?
No, they're
You
not
don't
even
think
going to stop. God, come on.
They shouldn't have been as close.
500.
Well, they did. Yeah, but
They're going to lose the next 3 games. That they may beat Miami. They'll lose in LA. They're going to lose against the Cowboys. They'll probably split against the Eagles just because you don't know. I mean, the Bears in Washington, they'll probably win 4 or 5 games. I mean, it's 2 more than I thought they were going to win. So they are soft at the end.
You're saying a 6-7 win.
The San Fran Giants. Shane, no, they won 106 this year, didn't they? So I think they'll get over.
They won, yeah. I'll take the over. So you're saying 6-7 win team?
No, 5 win at best.
5 to 6
at best. I think 6 at best. That would be high.
If you're saying the last 3 are winnable games, there's nothing, and they got the Dolphins too. So
but again, I think the Dolphins have a better lineup than the Giants, and especially if they're still hurt,
but
they're not going to
1-7.
win another game.
They're 1-7, the Dolphins.
I agree, but it's at Miami. You're going to go down there in December, and it's going to be 95 degrees out.
Yeah. Yeah.
If they win 5, I'll be surprised. If they win 6, I mean, I may keel over.
Flabbergasted.
I may keel over.
All right. Well, I mean, who knows? Who knows what these teams are going to do?
See it.
But Kansas City, moreover, like I let me know. Or update us on Thursday about this bet for the over under 10 or 11 wins. I definitely want to hear. Because he's just gone. I don't know where he went.
So I won't be able to reach him on Facebook. This is like when a Big 12 quarterback loses on Sunday. You just don't hear from him for a couple days on Facebook. And then he's like, oh, I had a thing in Connecticut.
Yeah, they shower and slip out the back door.
Yeah, I don't know what happened. I lost my hard drive.
Oh, there he is. Why would I bet 11?
You just said at least
they're going to win at least 10 games. You said
at least 10. So if you think they're going to win at least 10, let's bet 100 on 11.
They lose. What? I don't know what we're talking about anymore.
I guess I don't, yeah. So
I thought
what
we were
he
talking
does.
About they win at least 10 games.
He starts talking in tongue, so we all just get confused and we just stop.
Oh, I'm Henry. All right. So let's wrap it up. We're well over our hour. So you guys work out the bet. Update us. Update us on Thursday when we come back. Oh wait, we're not. We'll do our DraftKings show on Thursday. But we're not going to do a preview show.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
So,
we'll do a DraftKings show. I don't think we did too well this week.
No. Unfortunately. We kind of missed with Gronk.
Yeah, considering he sat out. But Pittman, we hit on Pittman.
Definitely hit on Pittman.
Hit on Pittman. We did well there. That's about all we can talk about from last week, I think, though.
And Michael Carter.
And Michael Carter, yes. So we scored 45 points.
Yes. It was outstanding. So
2
great calls. But here's the thing. It's like we're not telling you to pick our entire lineup. Take pieces from it. Hopefully you took those 2 pieces, added them to yours, and won money. But
right.
All right. So quickly before we jump off, Thursday, Jets, Colts. Who wins?
Nice,
Shane.
I heard about that. And
Uh,
the weird part is, never mind.
yeah. Got
So
some sand in there.
I'm gonna
Got
go
those.
with the Colts, man. I got to. Sorry, Joe. There's no way.
You're
Okay, so
not a
I'm not
believer.
picking the Jets or the Jags anymore in any type of pick 'em anymore this year. I don't
Just
even know who I'm gonna. I may not pick the game when they play each other. I may just not pick it.
right. You know what? Actually, though, when you pick against the Jets, it works out in our favor. So
I know, so I'm not doing it anymore.
I like
I'm just
this.
not doing it.
You pick the Colts to win. You pick the glass Wentzes to win the game, and good things should happen. So, Alex,
What?
you're back on 12s. You're back on
Not
12s
America.
permanently.
I'm riding the Mike White. Oh, Shanny.
Oh man, Shaney, did we just become best friends? Yep.
Shanny, I will bet you a Dunkin' Donuts iced coffee the next time I come down that Indy will beat the Jets. I got to bet something. Matt won't take the hundo on the 11 wins. So
All right.
I got to gamble now. I got to. I'm twitching.
That's too much coffee. Is what
It is.
So, all right. Yeah, give me my Jets to continue their hot streak. As long as they've got C.J. Mosley back there calling the shots, that defense has a chance. So, Michael Carter going bigger this week. So, all right, it's a bet.
Thank you, peace.
Right, good Michael Carter game. Corey Davis should be back as well, and C.J. Mosley's back there running the defense. So I'm excited to watch it. But yeah, we'll be keep an eye out Thursday. We'll put the DraftKings show out, and then of course we'll be back Sunday again. And we'll try and we could try and do another preview show. We won't be able to do it for the Jets, but actually maybe we can. We'll talk about it and put it up without being live. But look for the shows. Make sure the bell's set to all, and come back and join us every single time. So until we meet again, I'm Joe. That's John.
Peace.
Jim's in the chat, and we'll talk to you guys later.